Vandeham.
Hare Krishna, my name is Manidhara. I am Srila Prabhupada's disciple, of course, and I am godbrother of Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. So I was asked to say a few words regarding the book Mothers&Masters and regarding the proceedings around that book. Well, I am not really very active on an international field in the terms of ISKCON. I'm a simple devotee. I try to stay mostly with Sankirtan devotees, trying to be of assistance regarding book distribution. But of course, joining 1972, I was quite made to a witness of many events, including this one. And normally I would say, let's go to the positive side and address problems by active preaching, by active devotional service. However, because the issue is preaching, things around this book uncovered and exposed certain attitude from the side of the ISKCON management, which is of course highly insulting and hurting to those who go out and preach daily. The simple question is, how can we explain to people that immorality, I don't want to get in detail, is tolerated and partially covered by the officially, by GBC, by the official managerial or representative body of ISKCON. And here we have a devotee. I'm playing now, saying as a godbrother, I'm long enough affiliated with Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. Here we have a simple sannyasi who is actually just trying to point out the very basic principles Prabhupada gave and try to support the very basic preaching attitude Prabhupada gave, pointing to culture which Prabhupada propagated. And he comes under attack of this sort, even facing charges that he's actually harming Srila Prabhupada's movement. What happened to conscience of people doing such a crime? That's my question. And what I am supposed to tell public, I hold Prabhupada's book in hand. I try to distribute the book. What I am supposed to tell public, which is fortunately completely ignorant about some GBC or about how ISKCON is structured or whatever, most of the time, what I'm supposed to explain to them, as if there would be not other grievous issues on hand which GBC should really dedicate itself to clear. How much time GBC must have left to spend so much time of going even that far to ostracizing and banning not just the book. Let's get serious. Here's an attempt to ban from ISKCON a devotee, a preacher. This is totally unacceptable. Now I speak also, of course, partially from my own experience. What is actually in itself already upsetting, it's not the book. And it's not the issue about the book. But it's the whole procedure, what happened. He have already, in a most arrogant tone from above, issued verdicts with no reference, no explanation. So I'm worried because I think, okay, now it's Bhakti Vikash Maharaj and his book under attack. Who is the next? If this Inquisition attitude is established, who is the next? How can I peacefully go out and present on behalf of ISKCON? And I'm 100% ISKCON man. How can I, on behalf of ISKCON, present this movement to public when I see that GBC, a body which Prabhupada entrusted with only actually one task, to maintain purity of this movement? Now, I don't want to initiate some GBC reform here. Most GBC members probably don't even know me. And I tell you quite frankly, my strong feeling is they don't care. But those who know me and who will listen to this recording, I ask openly, can you do something about this? Can you raise your voice and say, okay, enough is enough? Don't you think that tolerating such a Vaishnava apparat will not bring some reaction to you? I am worried. If I keep quiet now, I am worried that I will come under reaction of this. Because there is a passive reaction. That means those who tolerate evil. Now, I mean, like I said, I don't feel entitled to address here some ISKCON reform or GBC reform. I'm simply speaking now from me, Manidhara, talking, the one who tries to go out on the street and represent Prabhupada's movement. So, what am I supposed to do now? People, internet, people know. People are informed. Anybody can go out there and find out. So what am I supposed to say? So it's not GBC aware what the damage was done here? Regarding the book in itself, it is, I think, understood that Bhakti-Vikas Maharaj wrote it especially addressing the devotee audience. It's not a book for mass book distribution. And he just, I know very well that he wrote it with the attitude to at least point in this direction and initiate some discussion in this direction. I know him well enough to say how eager he is to draw feedback. I personally experience him since last 15 years, believe it or not, as the most patient, intensely listening and very discreetly commenting God brother. I can repeat this. Patient, very intensely listening and very discreetly commenting God brothers. This is just to demolish that picture, that image which is created out there of, I don't want to even repeat what is created out there. So this book was meant, so far I understood from him, and even now he is anytime willing to discuss the book and to discuss the issues at end. Because he always points out to the rational side of things, non-dogmatic. So I think the feedback from the GBC exposed something which is very alarming. If this inquisitory, brutal, dogmatic attitude, this arrogant approach is maintained, I see a whole line of still active and ISKCON devoted preachers being driven, so to say, into exile. This is extremely alarming and dangerous development. So I would like to, the unknown Manidhara, who is just walking with the Sankirtan devotees along the streets, I would like to urge the GBC, please, those amongst you, and I know you are there, those amongst you who are sitting in these meetings, witnessing this happening, those of you who know that some members of GBC are of a highly compromised moral quality, please, couldn't you make some discreet, at least, statement of your disagreement with this, or at least issue some, or project some image that there is some willingness on behalf of the GBC to correct such a completely deranged action? Could you do that? That would be very encouraging to hundreds and hundreds of devotees who are not even Bhakti-Vikas Maharaj affiliated, and who are quite shocked how easy a preaching devotee can be dismissed by those, let's face it openly, who don't preach. Whose preaching they consider to themselves being a preacher by moving from one well-financed meeting to another. Now, I don't want to go in details, I'm not involved there. But anywhere I travel, and there are many areas where devotees are completely not only disconcerted, but they don't even know who is a GBC. This is a world like you are living in a world on your own. So if this anonymity of GBC could be broken, and GBC could be itself made visible, not only through banning and arrogant statements, but manifest in practical preaching field, which Prabhupada exactly gave GBC as the job description. To be with devotees, free of management, no money, no politics, no political moves, and assist the temple presidents as managers and the preachers as preachers with Brahminical, impartial, pure, shastrically based advice. How nice that would be. That's exactly what is needed. Instead of that, GBC spends time by issuing this kind of verdicts about a book which has no other purpose as to advocate Vedic culture. And how the Vedic culture can be implemented? Well, we both know that's not easy. But he is a step towards in the right direction. And once again, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj is open for any feedback, for any discussion. I communicate with him since 15 years. And we have one agreement, that we as friends have the right to disagree. Yeah? And I kind of sometimes indicate to him, the issue is very nice, I agree on the content, but the packaging could be changed a little bit. You know, in a view of sensitive public. And I tell you, he listens. He is a very sensitive devotee. So once again, I have not much more to say. My hope is that I can go out on the street and present Prabhupada's ISKCON boldly, with no regret and with no shame. Because in this regard, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that my godbrother is treated this way, and I do protest. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,